Something is not right. I have a bad feeling about our voyage.
What do you mean, my dear doctor? We're making good headway? A fair wind and a following sea, as these sailors say.
I think some of the crew are very unfriendly. With some of them, you get the feeling that they're avoiding you. But maybe that's just the way they are.
Quite right, Jim. These sailors call us landlubbers and worse. It's utterly lacking in respect, but it's no cause for concern.
Forgive me, Squire, but you are taking a rather naive view of all this. Our plans are known. We cannot trust anyone on board.
My good doctor, you are being dramatic. These are capable men who know their trade. So long as we have the map and Captain Smollett can point the way, everything is in fine order.
Don't speak so loudly about the map. It is a small ship, Jim. I hope you have put the map somewhere safe.
Yes, it's well hidden in my cabin. No one will find it there.
Check regularly to make sure that it is there. Without it, all is lost.
I'll do that, sir. It can't be. I hid it here. Right here! It's gone! Someone must have stolen it. My goodness. If Livesey and Trelawney find out... I can't let that happen. I have to find out who stole it. If only someone noticed who was in my cab...
Dinner is served, sir. There is chicken soup.
Joyce is delirious. Dr. Livesey says it's only a severe form of seasickness, and he will soon get better. Joyce, how are you?
Steps. The door.
All right, Joyce, it's only me, Jim.
Jim's cabin. Ran out. Map.
Who was it, Joyce? Say the name.
The gentleman of the house is not receiving visitors today.
I won't learn anything from him that way. But he saw who stole the map. Someone must be able to help him. For indications of seasickness. Doesn't appear to work very well.
Just the way I always imagined the cabin of a lousy landlubber. How did someone like you manage to find sailors to join this voyage?
I don't know.
You can be glad if you survive this voyage. Did you know that? You are alive only because we allow it.
Apparently Seawater disagrees with you. What are you doing here?
Mind your tongue. Don't you dare to talk to Israel Hands that way. I could string you up from the highest mast with my own hands and let you die like a dog.
Act on your words, or get out of my way.
I would like nothing better than to slit your belly with my knife. Then we can toss the rest of you overboard. But you're lucky, boy. Today, at least.
Dr. Livesey, Joyce is very ill. Can you give him some medicine?
I have already done that, Jim, but it hasn't had an effect. Joyce has never been to sea before. His metabolism has gone a bit mad. He will simply have to get accustomed to it. In a few days, he will be back on his feet.
Do you really think so? He does give a very sickly impression.
Jim, which of us is a doctor? Kindly trust my judgment. I know about such things.
It's always a special pleasure when you visit me in my humble domain, Master Hawkins.
Joyce, Mr. Trelawney's servant, is sick. Couldn't you mix up something that'll get him back on his feet?
No sea legs, eh? I know people whose stomachs have mutinied just looking at the sea. And your Mr. Joyce seems to be a bit unsteady on his pins to me. Fortunately, I know exactly what can revive him. Dr. Silver's legendary pick-me-up soup.
Wonderful. Could you cook some of that?
I wish I could, for the taste of it would put the wind back in the sails of the whole crew. But I need 3 important ingredients for it, all of which I'm out of.
What?
For one thing, I need some greens. No sailor wants them, but they are indispensable for the pick-me-up soup. A bit of meat is also important. But it can't be salt meat, oh no, it has to be fresh. And then, of course, a hefty dose of rum. Because without it, nothing works.
Greens, fresh meat, rum. I'll keep a weather eye.
Good lad. But before you take care of that, there's something else. Just imagine, I whip up this soup and there's enough for Joyce. Then the lads might think that there isn't enough left in the stores, and that would make their bellies uneasy. But if I had a copy of the stores list, I could show everyone that there is enough on board for them all, and that no one is going to get special treatment.
But surely the stores list is in the captain's hands.
Indeed. You'll have to think of something, but without it, today there will be nothing but potatoes for Joyce too. Otherwise, we'll wind up with a mutiny. Because someone feels like he's been treated unfairly. But let that remain our little secret. I'm sure the captain can rely on us to solve such trivial matters ourselves, can't he?
The hatch to the ship's lower hold. It's locked. Only the cook and the captain have access.
Well, looky here. The little whippersnapper's got lost on deck, eh?
Israel, don't you get tired of constantly insulting me?
Oh, no. Not at all. The more I see you, the more insults I think of, monkey boy.
Then I'll be going.
Go on and cry your eyes out to Smollett.
An axe? That could be very useful.
Listen, boy. Things are different here on board than they are in Bristol.
I may have come along, but I don't have to listen to you chatter away at me.
Just a moment, you don't even know what I want.
I don't need to. Weigh anchor and let me smoke.
What do you think? How are the omens for our voyage?
I read the entrails of a fish that I caught today. Well, I took it to Silver and watched while he cleaned it. But in any case, I foresee things, but it is all still too unclear.
I don't think that's a good idea. Don't you have any other ideas? The barrel is so empty that they're scraping the bottom. Ugh, and it's full of algae. She stands there, so self-confident, and in the next moment you have the feeling you need to protect her. Strange. But somehow, I like it.
What is it?
Hey, Antoinette, I didn't know that you had clothes like that, let alone wore them. I thought you were more interested in fine cloth and wide skirts.
Good, isn't it? I can move around on board much better. Really very comfortable.
It looks really good on you.
Oh, thank you. The great Jim Hawkins actually paid me a compliment. You aren't blushing, are you? Oh, by the way, I even climbed all the way to the top of the rigging like this. It was wonderful. You ought to try it, if you have the confidence.
Nothing would be easier.
Does that mean you really will climb? I want to see that. You should bring a piece of the flag up there as proof. Deal?
Deal. Just take a deep breath.
Go on, Jim. You can do it.
Blast. Antoinette is watching. There's no going back now. Just don't look down. What a view. Coming up here was worth it just for this. Now, just out to the flag. I won't owe her the evidence. A wonderful view. But there's a storm brewing over there.
What is it?
I did it. Did you see how high I climbed?
Only the beginning. I had to close my eyes. Do you know how much it was swaying?
You were absolutely right. The view is just breathtaking.
Really?
But you said before that you'd been up there.
For goodness sake, I would never climb up there. I'm not mad. But you wanted to prove to Hans that you aren't a rotten landlubber, and I thought that might work. You never would have climbed up there by yourself.
You aren't serious?
Don't be angry. Hans will certainly hear about it. You have achieved what you wanted.
What I wanted? I thought I was fetching this scrap of cloth for you.
Then you did it for yourself, and you can keep the scrap as proof. You can be proud of yourself. In any case, I'm proud of you.
Really? I'm still angry. Well, a little bit. Anyway, I'll forget it.
Jim, don't you have anything to do? Is it?
Oh, well, Trelawney told me to learn something about navigation. What exactly does a captain do?
Does it have to be right now? Very well, pay attention. The captain is responsible for the entire enterprise, and therefore I run my ship according to plan. And for this plan to succeed, every sailor on board has to do exactly as I say. The only problem is that some here do not want to listen, like that cursed dolt back on the foredeck. And now, get back to work, Jim. I have to concentrate.
All right, I will. Can I ask you something?
Quiet, lad. Look, there. A storm is brewing. I've felt it for a couple of days.
I'm sure Captain Smollett will find a way to avoid the storm.
No, we're heading straight for it, but it doesn't matter. The Hispaniola is a good ship.
I have a bad feeling about this. All right. Well, how are you?
Don't ask. It's just outrageous. We aren't playing Chinese whispers here. I'm starting to get the impression that the men up front don't want to understand what the captain says. Every order is being carried out wrong by Neptune's beard.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm responsible for making sure that the orders that come from the helm are carried out.
Sounds like an easy job.
Easy? Every time there's a stiff breeze, I can't understand anything back here. For every command, I have to ask 100 times. And I'd better not misunderstand something, then I'd get keel-hauled in a flash.
Can't anything be done about it?
We just need one more man, someone to stand in the middle and pass on the orders. That would solve the problem. But we don't have any more people.
Hey, what do you... I have to go...
Get away from there, boy. Only the captain is permitted access.
Well, how are you?
Don't ask. I'm starting.
What's Captain Smollett like?
Just a moment, lad. We're about to maneuver.
Hoist the foresail!
What?
Hoist the topsail!
Done.
What are you doing? Sailor, listen carefully. Once again from the beginning. Close all the weather sheet!
What?
Douse the lee sheet!
Done.
What are you doing? Sailor, listen carefully. Once again from the beginning. Close all the weather sheet!
What?
Douse the lee sheet!
Done.
Hellhounds! What the devil has got into you freshwater sailors? Pull yourselves together before it costs us the ship! Do I have to do everything myself?
The door is open. I hope the sailor doesn't get into too much trouble.